Hello, how's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back with another video. Of course, it is time for another NASCAR chase for the Cup. And yeah, the picture on this with the little caption on the bottom explains why I call it the chase. It's always been the chase to me. It will always remain the chase. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. See, anyway, we have 16 drivers that have qualified for the right to now compete for the Brille France Cup. Yep, we're giving the trophy a name now. Because we have the Lombardi Trophy. We also have the Stanley Cup. Now we have the Brille France Cup. So 16 drivers have qualified in a 10-week, 4-round duel to the death. At the end, only one of these names will be the last man standing and hoisting this 70-pound trophy. So anyway, let's take a look at this 16-driver field and see how the competition stacks up this year. So here are the 16 names that have qualified for this year's chase for the Cup on the screen here. So let's go over each of them, and I'll give you my thoughts on how I feel their season has been. So we're going to put Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin in their own section, because Harvick and Hamlin have been the class of the field this year. Harvick winning 7 races this year, and Hamlin with 6 wins this year. Oddly enough, both of them have combined to win 13 of the 26 regular season races, so they won half the schedule so far. Just straight domination from Harvick and Hamlin. Of course, Harvick winning the title in 2014. Hamlin has yet to win the championship. And we all know Harvick, he should have multiple titles at this point this year, but every time Harvick's made the Final Four since 2014, Harvick's found every single way to throw it away. Or choke. Hence why I call Harvick the choker. And yeah, Hamlin has just found every single way to shoot himself in the foot. All I say for Harvick and Hamlin this year is that if neither of you win the championship this year, consider this year a failure. It is simply title or bust. Of course, for Harvick, one of the most underrated drivers, underappreciated. Really doesn't get a lot of credit than he should. He's really one of the top drivers in the sport. Another championship would really cement that. And another championship would also get that choker nickname off of him for now. And of course, Hamlin, if you don't win the championship this year, I may or may not have a special video plan for you. But yeah, anyway, let us move on. So next up, Keselowski in 3 wins this year. He really hasn't looked a lot fast in a lot of the wins. So the only race he really flat out dominated this year was New Hampshire. And that was pretty much it when Hamlin just couldn't keep up with Keselowski in the long run. And of course, there was also a lot of talks if Keselowski was going to be staying at Penske when he had friendly fire beef with Joey Logano at the start of the year. And Keselowski only signed a 1-year extension, which is interesting. Some tells me that Keselowski is probably going to be the one that gets replaced for Austin Cindric in the future. But Keselowski can have a solid run, maybe add another title. Maybe that could secure his future for now. So, yeah. Now, Joey Logano. Logano had speed early in the year, before the pandemic. Then the pandemic happened, and since the pandemic, Logano's been pretty irrelevant. But since this is the chase, Joey Logano will probably pull some form of bullshit and pull a deep chase run out of his ass, because that's what he always does every time he's in the chase. He's always pulled a deep run out of his ass. That's probably what's going to happen again this year, because, yeah, we can't have nice things. Chase Elliott. He has 2 wins this year. He got the win at Charlotte on the Thursday night race, and then he got the win at the Daytona Roval a couple weeks ago. And yeah, Chase really, he had speed at the start of the year, then really calmed down a bit in the summer, went to a summer struggle. But he's really been starting to pick it up as of late. It always seems like Chase Elliott had Jimmy Johnson's golden horseshoe in the chase, where Chase waits till late in the regular season to get hot. And then the chase he really gets going. I feel like that might be happening again with Chase Elliott. But I think Chase Elliott really needs to make the Final Four this year. Like, Chase can have a number of round of 8 appearances before it becomes a fucking meme. So Chase really needs to do something to Chase this year. He needs to make something happen. Martin Truex Jr., last year he was one of the favorites for the title. This year he's a dark horse. He's really had the runner-up curse. Really, well, he had like 7 wins last year. This year he's really taken a step back. He only won Martinsville in Battle University, having to come from the back to win. Like, the only time he's really been good is really on the short tracks. And I guess the road courses, if you want to count that too. Like, it's just, man. Truex has just really had an off year, like most of Joe Gibbs, excluding Hamlin. But maybe Truex can do something to pull another deep chase run out of his ass. Maybe make another Final Four appearance as a dark horse. Interesting to see how he does. Ryan Blaney. Blaney had speed start of the year. Just couldn't catch a break. His only win was Talladega in that thrilling finish battle between him, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and John Hunter Nemechek. That great Talladega finish. That great race I didn't want to see end. And then really Blaney went back to having bad luck. But in the chase, I feel like Blaney's going to probably do something. Maybe he's probably going to go round of 8 again. Like, Blaney can really do something this year. Blaney just needs to catch a couple breaks, have a few things go his way, and he could surprise some people in the chase for sure. Alex Bowman. Bowman, he got a win at Auto Club in dominating fashion. Like, when do we see Bowman straight up dominate a race? He had a lot of speed at the start of the year, even when we first came back from the pandemic. He's really cooled off a bit, but he's been meh. Like, I think Bowman could still do some this year. He could surprise some people as a dark horse. He's flown under the radar. So maybe he could surprise some people. Next up, we got William Byron, Willie B. Byron finally won a race at Daytona to get in the chase. About fucking time Byron won a race. And really, Byron, he really hasn't really had much speed until the last couple races when it mattered. Like, he didn't have a top 5 finish until the second Dover race. And then he followed that top 5 finish up with a win. So could William Byron be getting hot at the right time? He could surprise the people if he can keep that momentum going. Especially now that he got the 24 car back in victory lane for the first time since 2015 with Jeff Gordon. So, maybe Byron could shock some people. We'll have to see. Austin Dillon. Austin's here. The Silver Spoon Boy. So, Austin Dillon, he gets in the chase mainly because he pulled a win at Texas out of his ass. On strategy when everyone decided to be fucking dumbasses and take 4 tires. When 4 tires weren't working in that Texas race all day. And then Austin Dillon and company outsmarted everybody and took 2 tires, and Austin was able to hold the field off to get the win. I'm not really impressed with Austin Dillon. He's just here. Like, he's not going to do much in the chase anyway. He's just there for publicity. But I'll say this, though. RCR has made some improvements. So maybe Austin Dillon, if them things can go his way, maybe he could make the round of 12. But he'll need a lot of things to go his way. Next up, Cole Custer. Cole Custer is the 4th rookie in the chase's history to make the chase. The other 3 rookies that have made the chase have been Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Chris Buescher. Of course, Cole Custer only got in because of his win at Kentucky. When he pulled that, Kentucky went out of his ass on that miracle 4-wide pass for the lead. Going right by Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr. to steal the win. And really, other than that, he really hasn't been impressive all year. Yep, and the fact that Cole Custer gets Rookie of the Year by default just because he's the only rookie to make the chase, yeah. This system is so broken and flawed. Like, honestly, Winning year in is fucking stupid. It should be just the top 16 in points, or we should just only make it the top 10 in points. But NASCAR wants to just keep keeping their heads out in their asses. Custer really hasn't been the most impressive other than that win at Kentucky. Not really expecting a lot of him, but maybe he could shock some people. Aric Almirola. He's made the chase again. He's still having more success in that 10 car than Danica Patrick ever had. As Aric continues to prove that Danica Patrick is still the least successful driver in Stewart-Haas history. Hey, at least one positive for Danica. She at least got on her feet and got another gig as an analyst for IndyCar. For the Indy 500. Hey, it's something. Yeah, Almirola, he's had a couple good times of winning speed. He's just really been like a bottom top 10, top 15 car. Then again, really the only good car at Stewart-Haas has been Kevin Harvick. Like, really, Harvick's had no competition. And really, Almirola's in a battle with Clint Bowyer, where I feel like whoever is eliminated in the first round is going to be the one that gets kicked out. I feel like Almirola's more likely going to be the one that stays at Stewart-Haas, considering Almirola's relationship with Smithfield. It's been still good on good terms. Since it's been rumored that Bowyer's going to be the odd man out for either Chase Briscoe or Kyle Larson. It really depends on if Larson can get reinstated. Like, I know, like, it's obvious Tony Stewart has interest in Kyle Larson when Tony is telling NASCAR to get off their asses and reinstate him already. Like, if Tony Stewart had no interest in Larson, he wouldn't be pressuring NASCAR right now wouldn't he? Next up, Clint Bowyer. And Clint Bowyer continues to show why he is worthy of that 14 car. Not. Like, really, Clint Bowyer, he hasn't really been impressive in that 14 car, other than 2018 when he somehow pulled a round of 8 appearance out of his ass. He's really been mediocre in that car at best. He just doesn't have winning speed. He's just not that fast. Like, he's like Almirola, top 10, top 15. Like, Almirola and Bowyer are battling for the number 2 spot. And we all know Bowyer needs a deep playoff run if he wants to have a shot at being extended. All I say is for all the Stewart-Haas fans, if Bowyer makes the round of 12, that would be the worst thing to happen to use. Because that would probably be enough for Bowyer to stay for another year. And I feel like this is going to be Bowyer's last year at Stewart-Haas. Unless he can win a race. If he wins a race, that could be enough to keep him here. But yeah, I'm not expecting much out of Bowyer in the chase. Next up, we get to Kyle Busch. Oh, Kyle. First time in Kyle Busch's career, he has gone winless in the regular season. 0-26. This might be the shocking here. Like, this year, Kyle Busch has found every single way to shoot himself in the foot. I mean, if Kyle Busch spent less time bitching up a storm in the media and more time focusing on his cars and racing, Kyle could have had maybe 2 or 3 wins this year. But you know what? I feel like it's going to be Kyle Busch's arrogance that's going to be his downfall in the chase. Like, there have been a number... Like, Kyle Busch has had some good cars, but he's found every single way to blow it all away. You know, maybe Kyle Busch can get his head out of his ass and focus out at its chase time, but there's little doubts. Honestly, a winless Kyle Busch season would bless my little heart with joy. Next up, we get the Kurt Busch. And really, Kurt Busch, he really hasn't looked as solid. Like, Chip Ganassi's really been kind of shit this year. Like, I think mainly most of Chip Ganassi's success has been from Kyle Larson. And ever since Chip Ganassi fired Larson for saying the N-word, the Ganassis went downhill because Matt Kenseth has done nothing in that 42 car, and Kurt Busch really has been not really done a lot. He's been like top 5, top 10. He's just been there. Not a whole lot there. Maybe Kurt Busch can surprise some people and pull another deep run out of his ass. But yeah, I have a lot more faith in Kurt Busch doing something to chase than Kyle Busch. And the final driver will go over here. Matt DiBenedetto. Congrats, Matt. You have finally made the chase in your first year in a decently competitive ride. A lot of people might not expect a lot out of him, but I think he could be a sleeper here. Considering that there are a couple of short tracks in this round, and DiBenedetto has been really good at the short tracks. So I say here, for everyone that thinks DiBenedetto is a round 1 elimination, I wouldn't sleep on him too much. If he plays his cards right, he could shock some people and do something in the chase. And keep in mind here, the last time the 21 car made the chase was 2017 with Ryan Blaney. And Blaney took that crap ride all the way to the round of 8. Maybe DiBenedetto could pull some of that magic from 2017 as Blaney's run and do some in the chase. We'll have to see. But yeah, those are the 16 drivers this year. So this year's chase, it's a lot different than this year. Round 1 is Darlington, the throwback race, and then we got Richmond and the Bristol night race. So, and Darlington is a wild card race in itself, along with the Bristol night race. So this chase is going to be a bit unpredictable. A lot more unpredictable than last year's watered down bullcrap. So yeah, this chase is a lot more improved. This is going to be an exciting round, especially with all 3 races being night races. Well, except Richmond night race, because Richmond night racing usually sucks ass. The Richmond races are usually better in the daytime. But yeah, anyway, Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol. Who will move on to the round of 12? Let's take a look at the updated bracket now. So here are the 12 drivers I have moving on to the round of 12. So Darlington, I got that race going to Chase Elliott. Let's be real, that Wednesday night race in May that they ran at Darlington, Chase should have won that race. But Chase got fucked out of the win by Kyle Busch. And I feel like this is going to be the race where Chase Elliott gets payback on Kyle Busch for that. Where I feel like Chase is finally going to get retaliation and get his revenge. Because I think it's going to be like the Richmond 2008 situation between Dale Jr. and Kyle Busch, where Dale Jr. waited till the fall Richmond race to get payback at Kyle. I feel like that's what's going to happen here. So yeah, I got Chase Elliott getting retribution and winning at Darlington. So we'll see that Jimmy Johnson 2009 throwback in victory lane. Like, I would really love the Chase's throwback scheme. I believe Jimmy's 2009 Lowe's paint scheme was one of my favorite paint schemes. So yeah, that'll be a cool scheme to see. The Richmond race, I got that going to Martin Truex Jr. Like, even though Truex has really taken a step back this year, he's still been good at the short tracks. So I'll say Truex takes Richmond, because why not? And Bristol, I'm going to say there's going to be an upset at Bristol. I'm going to say Matt DiBenedetto is going to shock everybody and win at Bristol. He should have won this race last year, but he got fucked out of the win by Ryan Newman blockage, throwing him into the wall. And Newman fans, keep this in mind. If Newman does that shit again to DiBenedetto, this time, you won't have the, oh, Newman was battling for a chase spot excuse. This time, there's no more excuses. And this time, DiBenedetto will be in a better ride than he was in last year. So yeah, like I said, don't sleep on DiBenedetto. I think he could do something if he plays his cards right. See, I say DiBenedetto. I had DiBenedetto winning the night race this year. I think DiBenedetto gets retribution for that, for being screwed out of the win last year by Newman. So I got DiBenedetto moving on. And the 4 drivers I have out are Clint Bowyer, Cole Custer, Austin Dillon, and shockingly, I'm going to say we're going to have our first big shock of the chase. I have Kyle Busch out in the first round. Well, not only do I think Chase gets payback at Darlington for what happened in May, but I feel like that's going to put Kyle Busch in a hole, and then Kyle Busch is going to continue to shoot himself in the foot, and that's going to take him out of the chase. Not really impressed with Cole Custer and Austin Dillon all year, so I think those are easy round 1 eliminations. And I debated between Almirola, Bowyer, or Byron. I think Byron has a better chance to move on too, considering that the two of these races will be under the 750 horsepower package, and not that stupid 550 horsepower package crap. I feel like Almirola has a better chance of moving on over Bowyer. Like, I feel like Boyer's going to be knocked out in the first round. Bowyer just hasn't been impressive this year. So, yeah. I think we're going to have a couple of shock eliminations in the playoffs in Chase this year. So, yeah, anyway, that's the round of 12. I have Harvick. So, yeah, with those 4 eliminated, that means I have Harvick, Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, Blaney, Bowman, Byron, Almirola, and Kurt Busch moving on to the round of 12. So, round of 12, we have Vegas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. We have 2 of the biggest wild card races in this round. And they're both back-to-back that are going to decide the round of 8. And I feel like this is going to be the round where a lot of people's chase brackets are going to be busted. Like, if there's any chance where you're going to be wrong in your bracket, this is the round. This round is going to be so extremely hard to predict. But let's give it our best shot here. So Vegas, Talladega, and the Roval. Who do I have moving on to the round of 8? Let's see who I got. So here's the updated round of 8 bracket. So Vegas, I got that race going to Kevin Harvick. Because Harvick's been beast on mile-and-a-half tracks. Plus Harvick, he had the dominant car at Vegas in the spring, but Harvick found a way to choke that race away. So I say Harvick will come out and get the win there, because why not? I got nobody listed for Talladega. I feel like this is going to be the first time in the chase grid era where a non-chaser wins a race. So Talladega, because Talladega's been won by a chase driver every year. I think this is going to be the first time where there's going to be a chase race not won by a driver in the chase. I got Talladega going to Jimmy Johnson. I feel like Jimmy Johnson's going to win a race in the chase. This time, for real. Like, Jimmy's had a lot of speed. You know, Jimmy, he had a shot to win back in the spring until he got spun out on that late incident with Kevin Harvick after Blaney came up and Jimmy tried the brake check. So I feel like Jimmy's going to have a shot to win there. Book it. I feel like Jimmy's going to win a race in the chase and get one last win before he retires. And the Charlotte Roval, I got that race going to Martin Truex Jr. I was thinking Chase Elliott, but I think it's going to be Truex. Because Truex, the last 2 years, Truex has had the best car at the Roval. And bad luck has really took him out. Like 2018, he should have won that race, and then Jimmy Johnson got greedy and took him out. 2019, he had a really good shot there, and then pit issues and other issues took him out of the running. So I feel like Truex, this is their time's the charm. I think Truex finally wins the Charlotte Roval. So yeah, and the drivers I have advancing on points are Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, and Kurt Busch. So the 4 drivers I have out are Eric Almirola, Matt DiBenedetto, William Byron, and Brad Keselowski. I debated this one. I feel like Bowman has a better chance to move on over William Byron. Almirola, I know Talladega's in this round, but Almirola really hasn't been solid on the road courses at all. So I feel like that's going to be his downfall there. I don't think Almirola has the speed to go on to the round of 8. DiBenedetto, I feel there's no short tracks this round. I don't know, he could, maybe, I would still not sleep on him, but I feel like DiBenedetto is going to fall short, and he's going to miss out the round of 8 by a few points. And Brad Keselowski, the last couple years, Keselowski's been the bullshit elimination to chase. Like, he just hasn't been able to get past the round of 12. And really, Keselowski, he's really had bad luck on the super speedways as of late. And I feel like that's going to put Keselowski in a giant hole entering the Roval. And Keselowski really hasn't been good on the road courses either. So I feel like that's going to put Keselowski in a hole that he can't dig out of. So I got Keselowski as another shock elimination in the second round. So yeah, the round of 8, I have Harvick, Truex, Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Alex Bowman, and Kurt Busch. So, 8 drivers. round 3 to round of 8, we have Kansas, Texas, and Martinsville. Out of these 8, who do I have making the Final Four? Let's see who I got. So here is the Final Four. The Final Four, I have never gotten it right in the Chase Grid era. I've never gotten this right. And it probably won't happen, but hell, fuck it. Let's give it our best shot. So, let's go over to Final Four. So, Kansas, I have that race going to Denny Hamlin because Hamlin has been a beast at Kansas. And I feel like, yeah, I'm going to go Hamlin to sweep Kansas. Texas, Harvick has won the Chase race at Texas the last 3 years in a row. And yeah, I can see that trend continuing and Harvick make it 4 years in a row. See, I got Harvick winning that race. So yeah, Hamlin and Harvick, it was no question that they were going to be in the Final Four. So yeah, we'll just make it obvious as hell. But really, the last 2 spots in the Final Four, that could really be anybody up in the air. So Martinsville, I got that going to Chase Elliott. I feel like Chase Elliott, he has the speed and he can get it done at Martinsville. He just hasn't had everything go their way. He just hasn't been able to finish the deal. I think Chase Elliott can finish it off here. And I feel like Chase Elliott has the shot to win this race. So yeah, I got Chase Elliott finally gained an overdue win at Martinsville. Hell, Chase should have won there in 2017 and then he got dumped down to win by Hamlin. Like, Chase has been close there the last couple years, just hasn't been able to seal the deal. And yeah, really the last spot, it was between Logano or Martin Truex Jr. I feel like Logano's going to pull some form of bullshit and point his way in over Truex. Because why not? I almost wanted to put Blaney in, but I feel like Blaney's going to have problems at her track. I feel like he's going to end up in a wreck in this round. And that's going to put him in a must-win in a hole that he can't dig out of. Bowman just hasn't had the speed here, and same deal with Kurt Busch. So, yeah. I think this Final Four is the Final Four I've had the most confidence in. Probably the most likely to happen. So, yeah. Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, and Joey Logano. These are the 4 I have battling for the championship at Phoenix. Yes, it's a new era for the Chase Grid. That's for the first time since in the Chase Grid's era, the title will not be decided at Homestead. It'll be decided at Phoenix. So, Phoenix, these 4 drivers have had some good success at Phoenix in the past. Except Chase Elliott, who has yet to win there. So, out of these 4, who do I think will win the championship? So yeah, this has been a bit of a hard Final Four to predict. Mainly, Harvick and Hamlin have been absolute beasts at Phoenix, but mainly Harvick. Harvick's owned that track like the back of his hand. Like, Phoenix has been Harvick's own personal playground. The problem is, though, Harvick hasn't been able to get the job done at Phoenix ever since they reconfigured the track and moved the start-finish line. Like, Harvick dominated on the old configuration, but hasn't been able to get win on the new configuration. Hamlin was able to win there at this track last year. And of course, Logano won it at Phoenix earlier in the spring before the pandemic started. For this race, Chase Elliott, he's come close on a couple occasions. Chase did have the dominant car at Phoenix in March until pit road issues did him in. So Chase is going to have that chip on his shoulder entering this race. I feel like these 4 are going to could put on an entertaining show for the title at Phoenix. Harvick and Hamlin, I don't think they're going to win the championship. Mainly because both drivers have a knack for choking in this kind of moments, and I feel like that's going to happen again. Plus, these 2 have dominated all season, so it only makes sense that the 2 most dominant drivers all year end up choking out of the championship. Plus, also under this format, we've seen the best driver throughout the season not win the title. And I think Joey Logano's going to have some issues, and I feel like Logano's going to end up having it. And he's just going to end up finding a way to take himself out of it. So, for my champion this year, I'm just going to say this here and show the picture. I feel like Chase Elliott, if he has a shot at the championship at Phoenix, he can win it. I'll say it here. If Chase Elliott can enter Phoenix with a shot at the championship, it's right there for the taking. he can win this championship if he can be there. If he can play his cards right at Phoenix and not have some bad luck and catch a break, Chase can win this championship. So yeah, for my championship pick, I got Chase Elliott winning the championship. So I feel like this year it's going to be a first-time champion. And of course, yeah, for this year's Chase, regardless of who wins, there's going to be an asterisk on it. Because, of COVID, changing everything up, Since there's going to be no practice and qualifying's now done by a random formula draw. So yeah, there's going to be a bit of an asterisk on it. Where it's going to be like, yeah, you won the championship, but it was only because COVID happened. That came with a couple of circumstances. So yeah, we might as well rename the Bill France Cup to the COVID Cup this year. But yeah, that is my championship Chase bracket prediction. I feel like Chase Elliott can win the championship this year. Because since this format has had terrible luck at crowning the best driver throughout the season the champion, I feel like it can favor Chase if he can have a shot at it. But if Chase can enter Phoenix with a shot at the title, it's right there for him. But yeah, that's my Chase bracket prediction. What are your predictions? Let's debate in the comments. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hope everyone has a great day, and yeah. Peace out, and now watch half of this bracket get wrong after the first round.